Coming up on this week's episode of Flash Talk, Kent State football head coach Mark Carney talks about his team's close loss to Buffalo. Men's golf head coach John Mills talks about his team's trip to Japan. Andrea Filote is joined by Kent State soccer seniors Kelsey Salopek and Breitschuh to see who knows each other better. And finally, Kent State senior outside hitter Mackenzie McGuire sits down with me to talk about her success and surpassing 1,000 kills. All that and more coming up in a flash. Joined here on Flash Talk once again by Kent State head football coach Mark Carney. Coach, appreciate you joining me. Coming off a really tight loss in the MAC opener at home against Buffalo, what do you think your team showed with their resilience, getting down 10 points in that second half and coming back to take the lead?
Whenever you go into a football season and there's unknowns, right? There's new leadership, new players. You know, you talk and you start developing certain expectations about who you are. And I thought this week we proved ourselves right. And I think that part of it as we move forward is critical for us, that, you know, going back to the belief thing, that we continue to believe in ourselves, in who we are, in the work we're doing, you know, that we're getting there, but we're not there just yet.
You said after the game that Drew DeShields had earned the starting quarterback job moving forward. He had a fantastic performance on Saturday. In the spring, when you got this interim job, did you expect him to be this guy?
You know, Drew's very much unproven at that point. I love and have always loved Drew DeShields as a human being. His toughness, his resilience, perseverance, pick a cool adjective, is inspiring, really. To go through what he's went through, you know, from a medical injury history, and to put himself in the position to have this chance is nothing short of incredible. I didn't know, you know, I don't think anybody did. You know, he hadn't played football in a long while, and I know he was chomping at the bit to go do it and to prove himself right. And he's done that.
Your running back, Gavin Garcia, slippery would be a good word to describe him. He was always falling forward.
Yes.
What can you say about Gavin's performance?
Yeah, Gav, he was awesome. His enthusiasm throughout the course of the game was infectious. You know, been a while for him to be in one of those back and forth kind of battle kind of games, and man, that he's a competitor and relishes those opportunities. And I thought, you know, in however many carries he had, I think 16 or 18 or something like that, he ran the ball really hard. He was constantly moving forward. He was seeing things, fits, and making his reads correctly, and very encouraging.
You had 11 different guys catch the football on Saturday. How does that make you guys difficult to defend, number one? And number two, how do you decide who goes on the field in those big spots now?
Yeah, that's Coach Patterson and Coach Dixon's job, with Coach Conrad in there a little bit. But, you know, competitive depth is great right now. We played 56 players, you know, in a back and forth football game. You know, these weren't mop-up minutes. These were meaningful snaps, and to have that many guys contribute was awesome. You know, we're going to continue to grow. We're going to keep getting better, you know, in creating opportunities for ourselves to be successful. Very, very encouraged right now, and you know, I think the sky's the limit for this group.
Defensively, in both your home games, you guys have started fast against Merrimack and Buffalo. How do you try and keep that consistent production through 4 quarters, Coach? Yeah,
we just need better communication. We got to do a better job as coaches putting them in, you know, situations where they can be successful. You know, errors happen. Cannot afford them in critical situations like they appeared on Saturday. And, you know, moving forward, we'll be better and having learned this hard lesson.
Despite the result, a lot of the messages from the fan base was hope for this program, considering the results the last couple of years. What can you say about the turnout and the crowd and how they impacted the game on Saturday?
Yeah, it's been outstanding. From the fans' perspective, you know, they wanted to see proof also, right? Merrimack wasn't a dominant win. We won the game. Texas Tech, you know, we go on the road and that game happened. I think for everybody to see and feel, hey, we are going in the right direction. You know, I think great things are to come. I'm excited about the direction.
Your next game, at a top 25 opponent in Tallahassee, Florida, against the Florida State Seminoles. You've already played on the road at one top 25 team. How do you take those lessons from Texas Tech and apply them to another talented Florida State team?
You know, that's growth. Learning from, you know, losses, failures. I think that's the hallmark of growth. And, you know, we know each passing week who we are more and more and more, and believing in one another that we can go on the road and get a win, I think is the next step. Obviously, it's going to be a challenging environment against a really, really good football team. They're very well coached. They've got a lot of really good players, but that's football, man. You got to earn it.
Head football coach Mark Carney ahead of the road matchup against the Florida State Seminoles. Coach, good luck.
Appreciate it.
Golden Flashes fans, you won't want to miss Kent State football's homecoming matchup, Saturday, October 11th for a 2:30 kickoff against UMass. It's homecoming weekend, making it the perfect environment for students, alumni, and all Golden Flashes fans. The first 1,000 fans in attendance will receive a free Kent State football powder blue replica jersey. Get your tickets now at ksutix.com. See you there. Let's pack the house and go Flashes.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
Joined here on Flash Talk by Kent State men's golf head coach John Mills. Coach Mills, really appreciate you joining me. Coming off your first tournament of the fall in a very unique place. You go to Japan, you place 5th out of 12 teams. How cool was that trip to face so many different teams from various countries, Coach?
Yeah, it was a unique experience and really a great experience for the kids to kind of go there. And first time I've ever been there. Most of our guys had never been there except for Isaiah. And, it was kind of a once in a lifetime trip, and playing against a lot of different teams and players you don't normally get to play against. So overall, it was a great experience.
Like we said, the field wasn't against a lot of other colleges from the United States. So how do you get into a tournament like that, Coach?
Yeah, it was kind of I learned about it at our coaches convention, where it was just kind of like they were looking for 3 U.S. teams. And fortunately, because of our kind of history and how we've done even over the last few years, they offered some spots, and I took the offer right away. I thought it was going to be a great experience for the guys, and that kind of started it. So we traveled over there with 2 other teams, and obviously you compete against those American teams, but against all the rest of the teams over in Asia as well.
And how was the experience golfing in Japan compared to golfing in the United States? I know you were talking to me about some of the little idiosyncrasies that can be a little bit different.
Just dealing with different types of grass and learning the nuances of the golf course and how the whole course slopes, and that and the greens were fairly slow compared to what we're used to. And little things too, just like taking breaks through 9 holes, a 30-minute break through 9 holes, which is not something our guys are used to. And obviously dealing with the food, and everyone kind of likes sushi and all the different types of options we get there. But little things you have to kind of adapt to and just kind of deal with and accept, things that maybe aren't the same way that we do things here.
Seemed like a great way to start off your season, Coach. Moving forward, you guys have the Canadian Collegiate coming up. You guys are a host for that tournament. How excited are you for that, considering the connection Kent State Golf has with the country of Canada?
It's a special event for us, and we're playing at Ovenburg, the same place we played last year, and we stay with the same host, so it'll be familiar. We're going to go up there Friday, play a round of golf on the way up there. I know our guys are looking forward to it. So, we're going to have a couple Canadians in the lineup, and excited to get it going. Even though it's our second event, this is going to feel like our first real main event for the fall season.
You win the MAC championship last year. You bring a guy like Isaiah Ibbett back, but Jordan Gilkison, who was a great golfer for you guys, he graduates. Bryce Reed was also pretty darn good for you guys. What are you guys trying to do to pursue your second consecutive MAC title?
It's going to be a different dynamic this year. You look at our first event, we had all sophomore and freshmen. Yeah. Going into this upcoming event in Canada, it's the same thing. It's going to have sophomore and freshmen. So it's getting them experience and seeing how things pan out with the rest of the team. But, if it continues this way, it's going to be a fairly young team.
Isaiah Ibbett was one of those talented guys as a freshman a year ago. How is he continuing to improve into year 2?
Basically, just by having a great summer. He finished last season, freshman of the year, and had a good season, and kind of continued that in the summer, and had a very good finish at the British AM, and lost in a playoff at the Canadian AM, and has come in ready to go, and even finishing 10th in Japan was a nice way to start. So I know he had a nice event, finished runner-up at Canada last year, and I know he's excited to play. So we'll see how that kind of continues.
You do have the son of a Kent State legend on the team, Liam Curtis, the son of Ben Curtis, who obviously made quite the name for himself in the professional ranks as well. How cool is it kind of carrying on that lineage for the program?
It's different. Like it is awesome. Obviously I played with Ben and was a roommate of Ben's in college, and it's kind of surreal to think, his son's now playing here, and I'm coaching, but he's adapted well, and was obviously played the first event, and he played well enough to get in the second event. So hopefully that continues, and again, time will tell and see how he develops. For the rest of your starting lineup, who are some other golfers to look out for that could be models of consistency for you guys? Yeah, I think that Nolan Haynes, the local kid, he was pretty consistent last year. He's got the game to be consistent and to make a difference. And then you got someone like a Ramiro Acevedo who hits the ball a mile and kind of just can really destroy a golf course if he plays well. So and then obviously there's guys that are trying to get in the lineup, and we'll just kind of see. Obviously it's early and things change, and everyone's going to get the opportunity. So we'll see how it all works.
Head men's golf coach John Mills. Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
When it comes to reaching your goals, having the right support can make all the difference. That's why we trust Green Lending, Kent State Athletics' exclusive mortgage partner, to help you achieve your home ownership dreams.
Just like on the court, everyone has a role to play. With the right teammates, any dream is possible. Green Lending is here to be that support to help you make those big moves in life.
Visit greenlending.com and let Green Lending help turn your dreams into reality.
Green Lending, helping Golden Flashes achieve their biggest dreams on and off the court.
Today, the world could use a little more understanding. Understanding nurtured by shared values. We come together at Kent State. Different dreams, different viewpoints, united by purpose. Preparing to make a difference in our divided world. Wherever you are in your life's journey, come learn with us. Begin at Kent State.
Hi, I'm Abby.
And I'm Kelsey, and we're on the soccer team.
And today we're going to test and see who knows each other better.
Does she prefer cooking or takeout?
I cook.
Yeah, but you'd prefer to cook than take out?
Sometimes. You're just right.
Yeah.
What is her guilty pleasure song?
Shoot, I don't know yours.
You should know this.
I should?
Yes. Because when I tell you, you'd be like, oh my God.
I don't know.
Guess.
Can you give me a hint?
No.
I know
I've told
it.
you this before, yes.
I don't even want to hear it because I know I do know it.
Just give it your best guess.
She made it her goal song last year. I don't know. That's all I can think of.
Pink Pony Club.
Oh, I did know that.
I know you did.
Sorry.
I love it.
What is her biggest pet peeve?
Oh no. I don't know.
Yeah, how's it feel?
I'm just gonna guess.
What did you write? Mean people. Oh, that's a good one. Counter clutter.
Yeah.
She hates counter clutter.
What is her go-to excuse to get out of something?
I'm too tired. Really?
What is her go-to coffee order?
What is it called? The milk Cabbage. I don't know how to spell it. This is gonna be so wrong.
Sound it out.
Definitely butchered that. This is gonna be so bad. Show it. Cappuccino. You definitely sounded it out. Is that right? Yeah. Yours is right? Yeah.
If she won the lottery, what's the first thing she would spend her money on?
Oh my God.
This is like vacations.
I'm adding.
We're giggling. Okay. Trip out west to see all the national parks.
She would go to Montana with her best friend. Just gonna put everything you lay your eyes on.
That would have been a good answer.
If she was stranded on an island, what 3 things do you think she'd bring?
This is just a guess, to be honest. I have no idea. Okay, ready? I said a very big knife, a snack, and a blanket.
I said her phone, her sister Kate Breitschuh, and a pillow so she could sleep.
Is that accurate? That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. I carry my pocket knife around all the time.
What would her fate be in a zombie apocalypse?
All right. Put myself out of my own misery, I guess.
Like, you would do something and you'd end up like...
Okay, I was like, okay, I guess I'm taking myself out before the zombies
That's
do.
why I worded it like that.
Okay. You would survive a zombie.
You would like think a zombie wasn't a zombie and it would bite you or something.
Okay.
What's her favorite place to eat in Kent, and what's her go-to order?
Like fast food.
Okay. Favorite? I'm just gonna have to go with one of your favorites. Good? What did you put?
I put Toko all-you-can-eat sushi.
I put Taco Tanto street corn nachos.
Yeah. I think we missed like one.
Yeah, we missed one. Good job.
That's the best I've ever done on a test.
Same.
Coming up this week in Kent State Athletics, brought to you by KSU Ticks. Starting on Thursday night, volleyball takes a nearby trip to Cleveland State for a 6 p.m. first serve. On Friday, volleyball has their second game in a row traveling to Youngstown State. Field hockey has their MAC opener at UMass for a 4 p.m. start. And cross country has the All-Ohio Classic in Cedarville, Ohio. On Saturday, Kent State football travels to Florida State to play the Seminoles. On Sunday, Kent State soccer continues their road trip as they travel to Muncie, Indiana to take on Ball State for a 1 p.m. start, while field hockey stays in the state of Massachusetts to take on UMass Lowell. And finally, on Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd and 23rd, Kent State women's golf hosts the Canadian Collegiate in Aurora, Ontario for a 54-hole event. As always, you can buy your tickets at ksutix.com. If you want more information on your favorite Flashes teams, visit kentstatesports.com or go to the Go Flashes app. We'll be back with more right after this.
For every just one more mile to your next ace on the court, when you have a sports-related injury, Cleveland Clinic is here. For our Cavaliers, our Guardians, and athletes at all levels, our sports medicine team helps keep you in the game. With expert diagnosis, personalized sports therapies, and game-changing surgeries. For every injury, for every athlete, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
Joined here on Flash Talk by Kent State senior outside hitter Mackenzie McGuire. Mackenzie, appreciate you joining me. You guys are off to a nice start in non-conference play, a couple wins against Morgan State and New Orleans, also North Dakota and UTSA. What do you think's the biggest thing to point to that team's success?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to point to that success is that we're really good at spreading our offense and just the passion and relentlessness in our team. Like, we're just fighting to win every single point, and that's been a big change from last year to this year. Like, even whenever we're in those like tough situations where we are like right there at the end of the set and we didn't end up winning it, like, we're still giving it our all.
Mackenzie, you recently surpassed 1,000 kills. You're less than 100 kills away from moving into the top 10 all time in Kent State volleyball history. First off, congratulations. And have you taken a moment to reflect maybe a little bit, or is that more of an end of season type of thing for you?
I definitely knew like I was close to 1,000 going into this. Didn't know I was close to the top 10. That's crazy. Really cool to think about.
How important is it that you guys have a balanced attack? Like you mentioned, players like Macy Moreland on the right side and Adeline Ginley in the middle.
It's nice to have that big offense and just having multiple players and having the other team respect our hitters, and like they're not just cheating out to the outside, because we have people that will dominate on all three positions. Like Adeline, Nadia, like all of them in the middle is like making it really hard for the other team's middle to like have to choose to come to me. Like, they have to stay and they have to respect Macy on the right side too. And like even our setters, like they put up some tough balls for the hitters on the other side to read.
Take me through your chemistry with your setter, Christina. I know it's her first year with the Kent State program. How have you tried to build that?
With Christina, it started obviously on the court in spring, but then off the court, like, we have a very good relationship. We do a lot of Bible study together, and just kind of having that bond through Christ is really important to my relationship with her. And then just in game, like, I just have a lot of trust with her, and she's a very good setter and very smart setter, and she is going to do what's best for our team.
You're from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That's a little bit of a rarity for athletes here at Kent State to come from that area. Tell us, how did you end up at Kent State, that recruiting process 3 or 4 years ago?
Whenever I was getting recruited, there was still like COVID years going on, and so it was kind of like just seeing what my options were. And the old head coach, Dawn, is who actually started recruiting me. And I think it was tough. I think it was during like nationals of club, because club volleyball's in the spring. They came and watched, and then started talking with them, went to a couple one camp. And then it just progressed from there, and I ended up committing because I met the team, and it just felt a very homey feel, like a home away from home, and just kind of built on that.
You take a lot of swings every game, sometimes 30, 40, 50 total attacks. How important is your recovery process?
Some days I have to take an extra day off just to chill and get ready for the weekend. Because even whenever I do get back, like say I take that Monday off at practice, like I'm still lifting with the team, and then the next Tuesday, like I'm back at it. Like, I'm being very intentional with those reps that I get in before the weekend. So just kind of letting my body rejuvenate. I am a senior this year, so sometimes I'm like, okay, time to put in my order for some new bones.
What gives you the confidence that this team can put forth a number of wins in Mid-American Conference play this year?
Haley has put us in a very good situation for this preseason. We've been playing a lot of different teams and like a lot of different levels of teams. Like, we played Texas Tech, UTSA, we played Morgan State, like a very large variety. And I think that's just set us up. Like, we've been in a whole bunch of different situations. Liv has talked about, like, we've played 4 sets. We've won 4 in 4 sets. We've won in 3 sets. We've lost in 3 sets. We've gone to a 5 set and won. So like, we've been put up in these situations, and it's been very good to like see everything like play out, because I think that just sets us up perfectly for anything that we're thrown into during MAC play.
That's Flash's senior outside hitter, Mackenzie McGuire. Mackenzie, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's episode of Flash Talk. Make sure you tune in next week as we bring you all Kent State athletics coverage. For our entire GFTV studio, Eden Lachinsky, Justin Spots, I'm Dane Richardson saying good night and go Flashes. Looking to revamp your home? Let Fair Painters, owned by Kent State football legend Brian Winters, tackle the job. From flawless interior painting to precise drywall repair and stunning cabinet refinishing, we've got you covered. Our local team in Streetsboro ensures top quality craftsmanship, fast service, and a 10% discount for veterans. Make your home look its best with the pros you can trust. Visit fairpainters.com or call 888-602-3247 for your free estimate today. Fair Painters, where fair meets quality.
Just ride one time for your mind.